Hello everyone, my name is Harut Parsijan and these are my 4 significant life events. First, obtaining my driver's license, then moving out, followed by losing my job due to COVID, and lastly, returning to college. Getting my driver's license in the mid-2000s was a big deal, as we did not have ride shares such as Uber and Lyft. I relied on my family and my friends for transportation. Getting my license was the first time I truly felt that I had freedom. Funny story, I had gotten pulled over when I was taking my driving test, and unfortunately, because of that, I failed my test. But it was also a bonding moment for my mother and I. And to this day, whenever we see someone getting pulled over as we drive by, we look at each other and say, oh, someone must be taking their driving test today. But it was also an experience for me and my father. We were able to bond quite a bit. And as I've gotten older, I truly appreciate the patience he had in teaching me how to drive stick shift. I know it must have been very annoying and bothersome for him, the fact that I must have stalled that vehicle over 1,000 times before I finally learned how to do it. I also hope that I get to have the same experience that my father had with me whenever I have children in the future. The reason why I moved out was I wanted to break away from Armenian tradition. Typically, Armenian children stay home until they get married. And as a first generation Armenian American, I wasn't having that. I needed to get out there and spread my wings. And it was really exciting at first. And the way I viewed it, similarly to my driver's license, similarly to getting my driver's license, I thought of the possibilities of freedom were endless. But it was also really scary because I no longer had my parents' protection, and that was pretty frightening. But I also learned how to be responsible and disciplined. I learned how to budget my finances, pay my bills, cook, clean, do my laundry, etc. So while yes, it was exciting. While yes, it was scary and there was a lot to learn, it was really exciting. Losing my job due to COVID, as I'm sure I'm not the only person that in this class that may have experienced it. The rough part was that I struggled financially quite a bit afterwards, and the last decade of work I had saved had vanished overnight. Fortunately, I was able to go home to my parents, and they welcomed me back with open arms, which was bittersweet as no one wants to come home this late in their life. But at the same time, I was able to bond with my parents as an adult, which gave me a new appreciation of our relationship. While home, I had to reevaluate my career. I knew I wouldn't be able to get my previous position back without a college degree. So I turned this gigantic setback into motivation in hopes of finding a new path forward. Going back to school allowed me to have a second chance. It allowed me to redefine myself. I was able to expand my knowledge, grow personally, and it was really important that I got my critical thinking skills back. But the hardest part was adjusting to becoming a student. I forgot what it was like to study for hours on end to take a test that you were supposed to do in 30 minutes. It took me roughly about a semester and a half to get up to speed. But I'm very grateful for everything, and I'm very excited for what the future holds for me, as I will be transferring to Cal State Northridge in the fall. So in conclusion, these 4 events gave me my independence, taught me how to be a responsible adult, taught me not to ever be complacent in life, no matter where you're at, and returning to school gave me a second chance that I never knew I could have. Thank you all for watching, and have a nice day. Bye-bye.